So I finally got the new 73 into the garage and up on jack stands, and I'll tell you what, it was actually quite difficult to do. So it sat so low in the front that I couldn't get the jack in from the front, so I had to get it in from the side. But the problem I was having was that when I was starting to jack it up from the side, it was hitting the side pipes. I had to put a block of wood in between the jack and the frame in order to get it to lift the car up without hitting the pipe. So hopefully we can get the front suspension issue figured out. I've already found a lot of Bubba. So the first one was, you see these actuators? They help the headlights go up and down. Someone decided it was a good idea to just use one when you're actually supposed to use two. The other thing was, part of the vacuum tank had this little stopper on it, which was totally broken, so there was no vacuum building up in the vacuum tank at all. So that's the reason why I believe the headlights haven't worked. The second thing that I found was, whoever decided to put the horn in, they put it in up like this, and look, you hear that? It's full of water. There you go. There was a whole bunch of water in it before, but I think that horn is going to be toast because it was up like that, just catching rainwater. So luckily I have some more for that. The other thing is, the wiring in the front of this car is atrocious. It's just awful. Anyway, moving on to the front suspension. So on my Corvette, I had a pair of aftermarket springs that I installed, so that means I have a very nice pair of Big Block factory springs right there that I'm going to throw in on here. And if you look at these springs have maybe 5 coils, so they're not holding the car up very high. Plus they have some kind of spacer in there too. I don't know. So the good news is that it looks like the ball joints have been replaced and all the bushings all the way around are new. The rotors could look better, but I think they'll be fine for what they are. Also, there's a new caliper, yay! So, small little update on the engine. So, it was idling in park at like 500, which means when you dropped it down into drive, it probably went to 400 or so, and it was just barely running. That's part of the reason why it was so cold tempered, I think. Also, I put the mixture screws onto base settings, and it runs a little better that way. This is a Holley double pumper. It's actually quite an expensive carburetor, but for the engine bay, I believe the plans are going to be valve covers need to be replaced because they're all dented up and just nasty. They're not going to shine up at all. I'm going to clean the intake. I'll probably keep this carburetor just because it seems to run okay for now. We're going to tune it out later. Another thing that I want to do is these ugly yellow plug wires gotta go. I'm sorry, they just look nasty. I'm going to replace those out with a set I already have, and then I'll probably paint the coil so it's not yellow either. But I mean, it's just amazing, like this thing, like why is that there? It attaches that to that, but why? So, and you know, then they got the bubba-ness right there. I'm debating on whether I should replace that fan. I mean, it does work and it does come on when it should, but the problem I'm having is I don't think it's big enough. So, I mean, you're sitting at park, you still might overheat because it's not taking air through the whole radiator. But yeah, other than that, this car is super duper loud. I'll probably put a new set of points in it, or maybe just check the points in the dwell for this. Let's move on to the interior. So, the interior is completely gutted. But the good part is that the floors are fiberglass, so they're not going to rust out. But the birdcage mounts, those are all in good shape. The doors are not rusty. And everything will be good. All the panels that came with the car are good. You know, the dash cleaned up. I had to take the steering column apart and put the wheel on straight because somebody put it on wrong. And yeah, I mean, the turn signals work, canceling cam work, so that's good. But I have carpet on order, I have door panels on order, and also I have seat covers on order. Here are the seats. Not that great, but that's okay. They'll recover real nice. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, it's coming along okay. I think after front suspension's done, after the tune the motor a little bit, go ahead and bleed the brakes some, and be able to keep on driving it. Find out all the other little things that it needs. I'm actually really excited to buff the paint. I have a wax that acts as the paint buffer as well. It's awesome. So It looks good right now, and it's dirty right now, so is a color made by English Color, so hopefully I'll be able to get some touch-up paint for, you know, places like that, maybe. But I did find out that these headers and side pipes are actually Hooker brand, so you know those are expensive. So I'm really tempted to put them on my car, but you know what? That's a lot of work, and I don't think I would like them. I've driven this car around a little bit, and it's just really loud. So, well, that's the update for today. Hopefully we can throw in some footage of doing some work on it. But yeah, it's coming along a lot faster than the Camaro ever did. So, alright guys, stay tuned.